Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the future of human survival. The Sentinel program. A single Sentinel can suppress and eliminate mutant targets faster than any traditional military unit. And yes, they are lethal, but this is not a flaw. It is a necessity, one that will ensure our children inherit a world that is free and safe. Evolution has given rise to a new apex predator, the mutant. The Sentinels are humanity's savior. Welcome to Play On Protocol. My name's Chris, lending my voice to Play On for the first time ever, and we are back with another episode in the Marvel Crisis Protocol series. In today's match, we have Owen, Play On's longtime cameraman, and the X-Men defending against Mutant and the Sentinels. It's mutant versus machine in the ultimate fight for survival.
Whoa! What am I doing here? How'd I get here? I'm not supposed to be here. I'm the camera guy. I'm supposed to be on the other side. I'm the live stream operator. I don't think I've seen the camera from this side before. Is that glass on the end? Yes, that's right, folks. I am playing MCP today. My name is Owen. I shoot the games. I do the live streams. I do a little bit of editing, not as much anymore. But today, I will be piloting my gifted youngsters, my X-Men. It's orientation day here at the Academy. We've got food trucks lined up for all the students who are registering, and some Sentinels have appeared on the horizon. I have a feeling they're not here for registration or chimichangas or anything like that. I feel like they're here to stop us.
The Sentinels are here, and we are here to destroy this pesky school that keeps spilling out mutants and these X-Men, as they like to call them. They're problematic. We need to get rid of them. And who better to do it than Sentinel Prime, his two Sentinel buddies, and Cassandra Nova, who's got a grudge with Xavier. So, hey, that's a thing.
Sentinel Prime's leadership ability is Mutant Hunters. When an enemy character is dazed after the effect is resolved, choose a number of allied characters up to the dazed character's threat value. Each of those chosen characters gain 1 energy, but can't gain more than 1 as a result of the ability. Owen's leader is Storm, rounded out by Cyclops, Iceman, Jean Grey,
or as I called her during our practice game, Mean Grey, because of all the extra power she gives herself.
And Wolverine. Storm's leadership ability is X-Men Gold. Once per round during an allied character's activation, if they're not holding an objective token, they may spend 1 power and choose another allied character within range 2. The active character can be placed within 1 range of the chosen allied character. Additionally, when an enemy character targets an allied character with an attack, if the enemy character is not within range 2, the allied character can re-roll 1 of its defense die.
So he's playing X-Men, I'm playing Sentinels. I'm sorry, but that is an iconic matchup. It's so beautiful, and we are gonna have a blast.
The threat level for this epic showdown is 20, the largest that these teams can bring. Today's throwdown features 2 exciting missions. The Secure Crisis being super-powered scoundrels form Sinister Syndicate. In the Secure Crisis, super-powered scoundrels form Sinister Syndicate. 5 ambush tokens are placed on the map, and each player will score 1 victory point in the cleanup phase for each ambush token they've secured. In the Extract Crisis, fear grips world as Worthy terrorize city. 4 Celestial Hammer tokens are placed at 4 points on the map for players to interact with. Players gain 1 extra dice on their attacks and score 1 victory point in the cleanup phase for each hammer they're carrying. Characters carrying more than 1 hammer will need to use 1 energy before playing a team tactic card.
Hammer time comes at a cost. That's what they don't tell you.
Owen's tactics cards for this match are Children of the Atom, First Class, To Me, My X-Men, Xavier's Dream, and Jean! Mubin's tactics cards are Directive 1, Efficient Machines, Online and Operational, Scrap Metal, and Mental Domination.
I'm super stoked for today's game because just looking at the tabletop, this looks exactly like the comics that I used to read. So I am thrilled to be it's just colorful and beautiful, the big purple robots that Mitch did such a lovely job on. I'm ready to go here, man. My X-genes are they're firing off. I'm ready to just snick, stab, optic beams, Phoenix Force, icicles, Cerebro.
Go right into deployment.
Awesome.
You get to start the party off because you have priority.
Mr. Logan, Mr. Wolverine, park it right there.
All right. Good old Sentinel Prime.
Storm's coming up. Storm is hungry for some tacos. Gonna hang out right there.
Look, teaching is hard work. I don't blame her. Let's put another Sentinel here. We're gonna go raid this garage for some scrap metal.
Mean Gene, hanging out by the dumpster, like the cool kids in the smoke pit.
Oh, so she's one of the cool kids now. We are gonna put another Sentinel down. He's gonna just stand up next to the Prime, just hanging out.
And Iceman, cool as ice, skipping class, hanging out by the dumpsters as well.
Cassandra's just gonna cozy up right next to the 2 Sentinels there.
She's so tiny.
She's just a little guy.
And then Psych, late to the party. It's been a while since he and Logan have had a real heart-to-heart.
He's gonna hang out with his buddy Logan.
We're gonna talk about lawn care.
That's it. We are done and deployed. You excited for this, Owen?
I'm thrilled. I'm stoked.
All right, buddy.
Let's do it,
Good
man.
luck.
Let's do it, man.
Good luck. Round 1, power phase. Owen.
For the X-Men, Storm gains 1 power, Cyclops gains 1 power, Iceman gains 1 power, and Wolverine gains 1 power. Jean Grey gains 3 power for her latent psychic potential. This gives her +2 energy per power phase. Sentinel Prime gains 1 power, both Sentinels gain 1 power, and Cassandra Nova gains 1 power.
And then over to your first activation. Who do you want to start the party with?
Iceman's gonna activate first.
Moving to grab the crisis token on the left flank.
That'll be all for Bobby. So I know at the end of turn 1, I'm gonna be giving up priority. So it's really important that I get my X-Men up and on those objectives, picking up some hammers, and really just kind of moving forward onto the field, because the Sentinels are coming. We've already sent the kids home on a bus. We said, registration's canceled, orientation's canceled, kids go home, the big robots are here. We'll teach you to deal with those later. We have a thing called the Danger Room. Terrifying, you'll love it.
The Sentinel on the left of the field lumbers forward to secure the token opposite Iceman, and thanks to the Sentinel's power matrix, gains 2 power after activating.
I'm gonna have Jean move up where Bobby's hanging here. So here comes Mean Jean.
For 3 power, she uses matter transmutation, moving Iceman a short distance toward the security booth.
And Jean has activated.
We are gonna go to Sentinel number 2. This one's a greedy little Sentinel. He's gonna fly forward, go foosh, and then he's going to foosh again over towards the pizza truck. He's going to spend a power and pick up the hammer.
Hammer's yours.
This Sentinel's power matrix triggers as well, ending his activation with an additional 2 power.
Logan and Cyclops, they've had their little heart-to-heart. Logan learned nothing. He's just gonna move
He sees a
up.
hammer.
He
He
sees
wants
a
to grab
hammer
it.
over there. He's like, Scott, what are we doing talking when there's hammers? And he's gonna spend 1 of his power to get a hammer. He is going to see how Jean's doing now that Bobby's made some room.
Let's send the Prime up to do the things. He's just gonna bump up to there, spend a power to pick up a hammer. More hammers.
With the hammer now secured, its new objective becomes clear, dominating the field. Sentinel Prime uses another move action to secure the token at the center of the field.
Storm's finished with her taco. She's all finished. She's heading out to this objective right there.
Nice.
Storm is gonna fire up very simply a lightning bolt.
Zap.
Mubin rolls more than enough successes on his defense dice to deny the damage. Storm will gain no power for her attack. Looks like it was just a storm warning.
And it just starts raining, but only over where Storm is.
Cassandra Nova is going to go back up Sentinel number 2, move there, and then move again onto this objective and get herself a drink. There's a vending machine there.
Mr. Scott Summers, Cyclops, going for a walk in the park.
Just taking a casual stroll across the lawn.
And he will fire an optic blast.
Mubin again rolls incredible.
No damage.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for trying.
That concludes round 1.
Owen scores 2 points for holding secure crisis tokens and 1 point for carrying extract crisis tokens. Mubin scores 3 points for holding the secure crisis tokens and 2 points for carrying the extract crisis tokens, bringing him to 5 points total. The X-Men are holding their ground against the advancing Sentinels, but it's anyone's game headed into round 2.
Priority is mine, and the Sentinels shall begin the purge. Power phase?
In the second round power phase, Sentinel Prime will start with 3 power. His 2 Sentinels will start with 4 and 3 power respectively, and Cassandra Nova will start with 2 power. Storm will start with 2 power, Cyclops with 2 power, Iceman with 2 power, Jean Grey with 3 power, and Wolverine with 1 power.
I'm gonna start with Sentinel Prime, and the first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna spend 2 power on restraint cables. And he's just gonna shoot him out, grab Jean, and drag her towards me. Yoink.
Whoa.
Now we shoot some plasma blasts at her.
Come on, Gene.
Muben outrolling Owen again. He deals 2 damage to Jean, giving her 2 power and bringing her down to 4 stamina.
We're gonna do another Plasma Blast Mark II into her, but this time we're gonna spend 3 power to get an additional 3 dice to my attack, bringing it to a 9 dice energy attack, and we're just gonna
Move in. 9 dice.
She's mean gray, okay? I gotta deal with her.
Muben rolls a staggering 9 dice, dealing 4 damage and sending Jean Grey dazed and smoking into the dirt. Sentinel Prime gains 4 power from the attack, and Mutant Hunter gives the other Sentinels and Cassandra 1 power each.
Jean Grey gets dazed, and Scott right here, he sees it all go down, and he goes, Jean! And everybody else goes, chill, Scott. And then he fires off an optic blast.
All right.
Muben again blocks Owen's attack roll.
It seems foolish not to pick up the hammer that's right in front of Bobby.
He uses Freezing Blast on the Sentinel, adding an extra dice for holding an extract hammer. Owen finally finds a crack in the Sentinel's armor, dealing 2 damage.
That was a roll.
All right. The target character gains the slow special. Bobby will move back and come hang out with Logan.
This is gonna zip backwards. Sentinel 2, he's just looking down at you and going, beep boop, blah.
Bam.
He deals 4 damage to Storm. Storm has 1 stamina remaining and gains an Incinerate token. She will roll 1 less defense die until she can shake it off.
He's just gonna Plasma Blast her now. Go, go, Sentinel. And she is dazed.
We're gonna activate Cyclops.
All right, Cyclops next.
He's gonna fire off an optic blast. Why? I roll defense when I'm attacking, I roll attacks when I defend.
It's opposite day for them, apparently. I will take no damage from that because I blocked 2 of them.
When I roll attacks, I get defense. When I roll defense, I get attacks. What mutant ability is that? Opposite powers. I'm gonna wear my pants on my head, my shoes on my hands. Cyclops will use his hit and run, which allows him to fire off an attack and then do a move.
Pew pew laser beams. Yay, we dealt the damage to the
I
prime.
hit something! And then I'll get my move. What a lovely tree.
Groot, is that you?
Just knocking all the trees. Groot, where are you?
Groot, we need help.
Muben's first Sentinel sets his sights on Iceman and marches forward, holding a secure objective and uses 3 power on Plasma Blast on Iceman. Muben rolls 7 dice, scoring 4 crits for 5 total damage to Bobby.
I'm melting! I'm melting! Goodbye, Bobby.
Oh, so he's dazed as well.
Yep.
So Iceman is gonna drop that. We're gonna leave it over here.
For dazing Iceman, Muben hands out power as per the Mutant Hunter ability. That's cold.
So Logan's been having a weird day. He went to go talk to Jean. Jean died. He went to talk to Bobby. Bobby died. He's like, well, clearly there's something afoot.
So he's gonna talk to the Sentinels now, right?
Yeah, and he says, what's that purple thing over there? Adamantium slash into the Sentinel right in front of him.
He rolls 6 dice, scoring 4 damage as a wild canceled one of Muben's defense dice.
I still have 1 more character to activate, which means I'm about to give you priority again.
Okay.
Cassandra Nova, last one to activate. We're just gonna shoot some mind bullets at Cyclops. Mind bullets.
Rolling 5 dice, she scores 1 damage on Cyclops and siphons 1 power. Using Psionic Blast again,
Oh my god.
Oh, not the triple skulls.
3 more damage to Cyclops.
I think this academy picked the wrong orientation day. Things are not looking so good for the X team right now. Storm's just got a rain cloud over her head. Bobby's turned into a puzzle. Jean is trapped in a psychic prison of her own making. They're completely incapacitated. Those are some of my 3 most valuable team members wiped.
Into the cleanup phase.
At the end of the second round, Muben will score 2 points for his Secure Crisis tokens and 2 points for his Extract Crisis tokens, bringing his total score to 9. Owen will score 1 point for his Secure Crisis tokens and 1 point for his Extract Crisis tokens, bringing his total points to 5. It is 9-5, headed into round 3. Going into round 3, priority shifts to Owen, who will take the lead with the X-Men.
I've managed to daze and injure 3 out of the 5 X-Men, but they have a lot of power. And Owen gets priority again, which means I think Mean Gray is about to come out and play, and this is not going to be fun.
And priority is mine. I'm gonna smack some robots. I need to smack some robots. These robots they're gonna wipe out the school. This is the fulcrum in which mutant prosperity stands. This is the last line of defense. If this goes down, if mutants go down, all hope is lost. They're gonna stop publishing X-Men comics.
On to round 3, you have initiative, Power Phase.
Sentinel Prime will begin turn 3 with 4 power. The first Sentinel will begin with 10 power. The second Sentinel will begin with 6 power. And Cassandra Nova will begin with 10. For the X-Men, Storm will start the turn with 8 power. Cyclops with 9 power. Iceman with 10 power. Jean Grey with 10 power. And Wolverine with 10 power. The X-Men are ready for a fight.
That's scary. This is gonna be a powerful turn.
Over to you. Who do you want to activate?
To kick it off, we got Mean Jean Grey.
Ooh.
She was knocked out last turn, but then Scott yelled, "Jean!" And she woke up. She was like, "Oh, who wants me? Oh my God, there's Sentinels on either side of me." She's gonna spend 5 power on telekinetic force for that center Sentinel.
Owen rolls 9 dice to Mubin's 3, scoring 5 damage. The first great roll from Owen this game. Are his mutant abilities fading? That deserves the Baron of Dice reroll replay. This series sponsor, Baron of Dice, are massive fans of Marvel Crisis Protocol and are integral to this being an ongoing series for you. We are big fans of their products. There's something about having dice that are evocative of the affiliations you are playing that makes the game even more immersive. We love to roll with Baron of Dice, not just because of their high quality products, but because their excitement and enthusiasm for the gamer community is a big part in inspiring us to play as well. Check out the link in the description to get your dice and more from the Baron of Dice. Jean, not done with her vengeance, uses battlefield manipulation, hurls a tree at Mubin's first Sentinel.
He's not doing so great. He's not doing great at all. He takes the 1 damage, and you have dazed Sentinel 1.
We did something!
No, Sentinel 1!
And now that Jean's target is dazed, she is going to move on ahead
Zoom!
and hang out on the other side.
Sentinel Prime is not happy about this. So for that, he's going to punish Cyclops. And we're gonna spend 4 power, suppression protocols.
Mubin rolls 9 dice, dealing 2 damage, taking Scott down. Mutant Hunter gives the remaining Sentinel 1 power. Sentinel Prime then spends 2 power on restraint cables and targets Wolverine, pulling him closer.
And then you're gonna turn around, look at him and go, blah!
9 dice from Mubin scores 6 damage. Wolverine survives the hit. He has 1 stamina left. He takes an incinerate token. But is that all you got, bub?
We're just gonna move Storm on out of here.
Storm chooses to fly over to the center objective, relieving the downed Cyclops and contesting the secure objective token.
Storm is gonna use Tempest. I'm gonna throw a tree at the Sentinel.
Kabonk. Can the Sentinel Prime dodge a tree? He kinda does. He only takes 1 damage. Sentinel 2 is going to fly over the taco truck. Boop, land over there. And then he's going to try and zap Storm. Blazap.
Oh, well, what do we just kill Storm?
Not the skulls. So she's gonna take 5 damage.
Yes, she will, and that will kill her. This Storm has come to an end.
Storm is out of the game, which means that X-Men leadership ability is gone. This is huge.
Wolverine spends 2 power on Best at What I Do and delivers a Berserker Barrage, costing an additional 3 power.
Here we go.
So I'm only gonna take 3 damage.
Oh.
And that, guess what, is just enough to daze the Sentinel Prime.
Yep.
You managed to daze Sentinel Prime. He drops a hammer. Would you like to spend a power off of Wolverine and immediately pick it up?
I will buy that for a power.
All right.
Logan is doing his second Berserker Barrage.
And this time he's going into Sentinel 2.
Owen's rolling 9 dice now, and he scores 4 damage.
Logan hasn't had a taco yet.
Yeah, he needs a taco.
The lineup's short. He's been waiting all day.
Owen uses Children of the Atom, removing Wolverine's incinerated condition and gaining a power for Wolverine.
Healing factor, yay.
He'll gain 2.
Cassandra's actually just gonna stay put and hold that objective. She's done. She's too busy having drinks out of the vending machine there.
Iceman slides back to secure the objective on the right of the field and spends a power to pick up a hammer.
And with that, that is the end of round 3. That was a bloody round 3.
That was fun.
At the end of round 3, Mubin has 1 point for Secure Crisis, 1 point for his Extract Crisis, bringing his total points to 11. Owen scores 2 Secure Crisis points and 3 Extract Crisis, bringing his total points to 10. It's 11 to 10 going into round 4.
round 4, and I am about to start losing some machines here. So we are going to do everything in our power to stay in this game and, well, eliminate some mutants.
All right, so this turn is gonna go great for me because you see all the oil and gears and sparks shooting out of that Sentinel there? He's on the way down.
At the beginning of round 4, Mubin retakes priority.
Round 4, power phase.
At the start of the power phase, Sentinel Prime rolls 5 dice for overloading power core. He takes 1 damage and gains 2 additional power. Sentinel Prime will begin the turn with 8 power, the first Sentinel with 10 power, second Sentinel with 9 power, and Cassandra Nova with 10 power. Cyclops with 9 power, Iceman with 9 power, Jean Grey with 5 power, and Wolverine with 2 power. Cassandra Nova spends 3 power on the tactic card Efficient Machines. This tactics card will allow Sentinel characters within range 3 of Cassandra to treat defense rolls as wilds. The 2 standard Sentinels use 1 power each for the tactic card Directive 1. Until the end of the round, enemy characters do not benefit from stealth. Additionally, allied characters do not need line of sight to target enemy characters.
First activation from me, because I've got priority again. We're going to activate Sentinel Prime. And to start him off, we're going to spend 8 of his 9 power. We're going to spend another tactic card called Online and Operational. And he's going to fix his buddy next to him.
Wait, I'm sorry, the Sentinel Prime can just whip out the glue and duct tape and just slap that thing back together like it was nothing? Okay, Trask Industries, you got some pretty impressive tech. Let's see if I can take it down.
Next, he's going to laser blast Cyclops.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to spend a power to do it to get an extra dice.
All right.
Slap. It's not terrible.
Chuh.
So you're going to take 4 damage.
Oh, Scott, do I need to speak with you in the headmaster's office?
We're going to spend 2 of that 4 power that we just got, and we're going to use restraint cables on Jean.
Jean's dealt with these cables before. Right away, she's going to use Shield Mind to protect herself.
This forces Sentinel Prime to redirect its Cyclops with Plasma Blast.
Yeah, goodbye, Scott.
Scott's going to take 1 damage. Over to you.
Jean Grey spends 3 power on battlefield manipulation and throws the security booth at her closest Sentinel. It crashes into him, scoring 2 damage, taking it down to 5 stamina. Check out this incredible setting provided by this series sponsor, Tabletop Terrain. A big part of making these games more immersive is in the terrain, and we can't think of a better partner for Marvel Crisis Protocol than Tabletop Terrain. This looks like it's straight out of the comics. They have an incredible catalog of terrain for multiple game systems and genres, and recently, get this, they have a Play On Protocol building pack, so you can play with the terrain you've seen in the show. Level Tax Comics, throw McDowell's Donut, even destroy the Play On Tabletop Studio. The Play On building pack are designed by Corvus Games and come in unpainted, non-toxic gray PLA that is top-notch quality. Check them out by using the link in the description and get yours today. Jean uses a psionic bolt into the Sentinel, scoring no hits but siphoning a power.
She wants another bite at the apple. We're doing it one more time. Okay, that was worse. It was much worse.
No damage.
Oh, Jean!
Sentinel 2, considering how battered and bruised he is, sees an angry little Wolverine. And he's gonna just turn around and suppression protocol him. Zap! You take no damage.
All
good
right.
talk, good talk.
Okay.
Trying again. For 3 power, suppression protocol lands 2 damage on Wolverine. He's left with 1 stamina again! He takes an incinerate token, but just won't go down.
Iceman will use his freeze and fade to attack and move. He will attack with chill.
No, Sentinel 1, survive! I did so much to repair you. Please live. So I'm gonna take 2 damage.
And for rolling those wilds, you also gain the stagger. And then hop to this side of the objective here and face down the other enemy. I'm going for the days.
So you're throwing a chill attack into the Sentinel 1 again? I just healed him, Owen. I get a single block. I'm going to use the Sentinel Prime's pattern analysis ability. No, Sentinel, I just healed you. You refuse to die. He's gonna reroll, try to mitigate some of that damage. No, he still goes down.
Freeze!
And you have frozen the freshly healed Sentinel again. All that hard work to bring Sentinel 1 back, and Iceman shows up and freezes him and dazes him again. Why doesn't Owen like machines? I don't understand. It's Cassandra Nova's turn. We've got a Cyclops to deal with. She is just gonna take a psionic bolt attack, just shoot Scott with mind bullets.
She rolls 5 dice, sapping 1 power from Cyclops. This would be enough to KO Cyclops, but Owen uses the Xavier's Dream tactics card. Jean Grey and Iceman use a power each to rescue Scott.
We're gonna mind bullet him one more time.
No! One more time, Scott. Come on, you got it.
Down he goes. To the mind bullets.
And Cyclops is gone. I'll take these off. But Boobin still got his Cassandra Nova cosplay, so he's looking good. I will activate Wolverine, and we will start with an adamantium slash onto the Sentinel.
Ooh, okay, that's a good.
Oh my god, I've never seen that.
Oh, so many
that
skulls.
The dice did not want me to have that.
You'll still deal 2 damage.
Okay.
Bringing him to 1.
Logan's gonna do it again by spending 2 on the best at what I do.
Aha!
There he is.
Over here now. Can you do it?
Sentinel!
Oh, you will.
No, I won't!
No!
Oh!
Owen!
You guys see that? Look at all that blank.
It's a lot of blanks.
That's actually that's statistically incredible.
He does get to heal 2 wounds again. That's the end of round 4. We're gonna go into the cleanup phase because we have no more activations left.
At the end of round 4, Mubin has scored 1 point for the Secure Crisis and 1 point for the Extract Crisis. Owen has scored 2 points for the Secure Crisis and 3 points for the Extract Crisis, bringing his total points to 15.
So for the audience at home, Gazelle just broke my heart by pointing out that had this unit been dazed, the game would be mine. But we're still in.
13 to 15 at the end of round 4. Mubin has fallen behind in the score, but it's a close call for game end as Wolverine whiffed his attack. But with Storm, Cyclops, and Iceman KO'd, it's anyone's game going into round 5.
Priority goes to the Sentinels, and they are powered up. I am staring up at some very terrifying giants right now. I feel like I'm about to be stepped on.
Power phase. I've got to use the Sentinel Prime's overloaded core, and let's see what he gets. He will get 1 power on top of the regular 1, so he'll go to 3 power total, and he takes no damage this time, which is nice. I will get his power into Sentinel 2, bringing him to 6, and both Cassandra and the Sentinel 1 are at max power, 10.
We got Iceman, gains 1 to 3.
Jean Grey starts the turn with 4 power. Wolverine begins with 5 power.
First things first, we got to deal with a Canadian, or we got to deal with these 2. We're going to deal with Iceman and Jean Grey first by activating Sentinel 1.
He spends 3 power on Suppression Protocol, rolling 8 dice.
Sentinel Prime's going to be like, beep boop, do it better, and re-roll 3 of those dice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah! I'm going to do a total of 4 damage.
Oh.
Now, Sentinel's just going to leak plasma all over you.
All right.
Crits, which does just enough damage and brings him down.
Brings the Iceman.
And then he drops a hammer.
Drop a hammer.
Drop it close enough to me that I pick it up for a power.
The Sentinel takes 2 damage for rolling 2 criticals, as per his system's critical special rule.
Wolverine is going to activate and spend 2 power on the best at what I do,
Ka-cha!
which will allow him to move and attack.
Yep. Yeah. And you cut him down. He is dazed.
The Sentinel drops a hammer and Wolverine picks it up, but he's not finished.
Hey, there's 1 for each claw now.
Ooh, he's got one big hammer fist.
Wolverine uses Berserker Barrage for 3 power and scores 3 hits against Sentinel Prime. Wolverine heals 2 stamina, bringing him to 5. He just keeps getting stronger.
Sentinel Prime has one job and 1 job alone.
Yep.
Sentinel Prime turns and uses Plasma Blast on Wolverine, landing 3 damage.
So he's still up with 2 left.
Prime then uses 4 power to use Suppression Protocols and unleashes on Logan. The Incinerate token causes Wolverine to roll 1 last dice and takes 2 damage, dazing him. Clearly overcome with a harrowing vision of his past, he drops all 3 of his Hammer Extract tokens. Prime spends 2 power to pick up 2 of the tokens and places 1 further away from Wolverine near Cassandra Nova's position.
Jean Grey is going to start things off with a Psionic Bolt.
Scores no damage but gains 1 power. Now she has enough power to use Telekinetic Force on Sentinel Prime. Mean Gene devastates Sentinel Prime, KOing him and forcing him to drop the Hammer Extract tokens he just took off Wolverine.
And this is why we call her Mean Gene.
But without any power of her own, Jean can't grab back any of those Extract tokens.
Final activation. It's time for the Sentinels to win this. So we're going to activate Cassandra Nova. She's going to activate once, move here, activate again, move here, and then she's going to spend one of her multitude of power to pick up a hammer for herself. All the activations are complete for round 5 and into scoring.
At the end of round 5, Mubin has scored 1 point for the Secure Crisis and 2 points for his Extract Crisis. Unfortunately, Owen scored no points, leaving the final score at 16-15 for Mubin and the Sentinels. The Sentinels have sealed the deal. Did the X-Men buy time for the other mutants to escape, or is the sun setting on mutant kind?
That was a hell of a game, Owen. Well played.
Awesome, man. Thanks. So it seems as if this was the last stand for the X-Men. But as far as last stands I've seen from the X-Men, this was definitely one of the better. That was sick. That was a lot of
game.
Fun.
It came down to the wire, too. Like, turn 5, 1 point difference. That was a ton of fun. Well played, Owen. I absolutely want to do this again. It's right out of the comics. Sentinels coming in, purging some mutants, or trying to at least. And, well, the mutants fought back pretty darn well.
This game has been awesome. As I said, I've been a comics fan since I was a little kid, and this really feels like you get to move your favorite characters across the table and actually do what they were meant to do. So Mubin, thank you very much for teaching me this game. I had a wonderful time. I hope to play more. I hope to come back to the Marvel Universe.
Wow, that was a battle that felt right out of the comics. X-Men vs. Sentinels, it does not get more iconic than that. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Baron of Dice and Tabletop Terrain. Check out Baron of Dice for great comic book inspired dice and more. And if you want to throw JT's Donut or fling Tycho's Burgers or maybe hang out at Tax Comic Shop, check out the play-on set at Tabletop Terrain. A great big thank you to you as well for watching. If you like what we do, please like, comment, and share this video. If you really like what we do and you want to support the channel, subscribe or join with a membership where there's exclusive content available all the time. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey to make fun and entertaining shows from the tabletop. Until we see you next time, play on! Always wanted to say that.